I don't believe everyone should take psychedelics, but I do believe that psychedelics are for everyone. In 2019, I had an opportunity to experience a guided psilocybin or magic mushroom journey, and it completely changed my worldview. Over the past years, I went from never having done any drugs, except for a few experiences with cannabis, to a deep dive into learning about human consciousness, with the help from psilocybin, ayahuasca, ketamine, LSD, MDMA, DMT, 5-MeO-DMT, and more. Almost 30 years after my last science class, I went back to school to get a Master of Science degree in psychology and neuroscience of mental health, so I could better understand the biology and the psychological foundation upon which psychedelic psychotherapy is building. I have gone to numerous conferences and retreats and sought out conversations with spiritual leaders and medical professionals who regularly use psychedelics as tools to help people navigate through life. I have spoken with hundreds of people whose lives have been transformed by the power of psychedelics. While I am not suggesting that psychedelics are a panacea that will solve all of life's problems, I am confident that they can play a powerful role in healing and connection, both for the people that choose to use them and for those that do not. This is what I mean by psychedelics for everyone.
Psychedelics, sometimes referred to as hallucinogens or entheogens, are a group of substances that can lead to an altered state of consciousness. Some well-known examples include psilocybin-containing mushrooms, LSD, acid, dimethyltryptamine, DMT, and mescaline, which is found in the San Pedro and peyote cactus. The word psychedelic derives from the Greek psyche, meaning mind, and delos, meaning manifesting. Humphrey Osmond, a British psychiatrist, coined the term psychedelic in the 1950s after he discovered that LSD helped patients with alcoholism. The results of the LSD treatment far surpassed any other interventions available at the time. Osmond did not discover LSD. It was first synthesized by a Swiss chemist named Albert Hofmann in the 1930s. April 19, 1943, also known as Bicycle Day, is the anniversary of the world's first acid trip, a holiday that is still celebrated by some psychedelic enthusiasts today. Osmond later introduced famous poet and author Aldous Huxley to mescaline. The experiences had such a profound effect that it led Huxley to write The Doors of Perception. In 1955, a banker named R. Gordon Wasson, who was interested in mushrooms, traveled to Oaxaca, Mexico, and met Maria Sabina, a Mazatec shaman. She introduced him to the sacred psilocybe mushrooms that grow in that area, which she used to help heal sick people in her village. Although Sabina asked Wasson not to share his experience with the mushroom, he shared it in an article for Life magazine. This deceit marked the introduction of psychedelic mushrooms into Western society, and, ultimately, a tragedy for Maria Sabina. The psychedelic tourism that the magazine article spawned permanently changed the town of Huatla, where she lived. Major disagreements took place, which ultimately led to Maria Sabina's house being burned down. She moved to the outskirts of town and eventually passed away in poverty. By the 1960s, psychedelic use was becoming more and more widespread. Commonly associated with hippie counterculture, psychedelics probably played a role in the collective resistance to war and oppression that swelled during this era. While these drugs are often used for recreational purposes, they also have a long history of religious and spiritual use.